All right, today we're diving into something really weird. A true digital mystery, kind of like a ghost in the machine. We're going to take a look at this single, very cryptic YouTube video that, well, according to its own data, shouldn't even exist yet. So let's start digging in. So what does a video from the future actually sound like? That's the big question here, right? We've got this digital artifact that seems to be from the future, and we're going to play detective, using only the evidence we have from the source material to see what kind of story it's trying to tell. Okay, so here's our first big clue, and it's right there in the title, 13 April 2026. It's not a catchy name, it's not a description, it's just a date. And the most important part, as of right now, that date is still in our future. That fact alone makes this a total anomaly, something worth looking into. All right, so let's really start breaking this thing down. We're going to look at each piece of this puzzle one by one and see if we can build a clearer picture of what we're actually looking at. Okay, clue number 2. This one comes from the channel that actually uploaded the video. The name is UK Janapad Loka. Now, at first glance, that might just seem like a random bunch of letters, but just like the title, I think it holds some real meaning if we break it apart. Now, the key part of that name is Janapadaloka. If you break it down, Jana means people or folk, and Loka means world. So put them together and you get world of the folk. And that points us in a very specific direction. So what does that tell us? This probably isn't just some random account. The name itself strongly suggests a purpose, something to do with folk art or music or culture. And that UK at the beginning could be a simple geographical tag connecting this folk world to the United Kingdom. Suddenly, we're moving from what could be a random glitch to something that feels intentional. Okay, so we've looked at the title and the channel. Now let's get to the main event, the actual message inside the video. This is where things get really cryptic. So this is what we're looking at. It's in the Tamil language, and as you can see, it's not a story. It's not a conversation. What just leaps off the page is the repetition, right? It has this rhythm, this pattern. It feels less like a script and more like something else entirely. So if you look closely, you can see the pattern. It's all built around this one root word, Kamala or Kamala, which means lotus. And it just repeats over and over and over with these tiny little changes at the end. It really, really feels like a chant or a mantra or maybe even some kind of looping audio art. All right, let's take a step back and look at what we've got. We have a date from the future, we have a channel name that means world of the folk, and we have this super repetitive chant-like text. So, how do all these pieces fit together? What kind of picture do they make? So, just to recap how we got here, we started with the impossible, right? A video from 2026. Then we found some context with the channel name, World of the Folk. And finally, we looked at the content and found this really structured looping pattern. You can see how each clue is building on the last one. So when you put it all together, a few possible stories start to take shape. Maybe it's just a scheduled upload, An artist sets a release date way out in the future. Or maybe it's an artistic statement where the weird date and the chant are all part of the art. Or it could be something totally technical, like a digital placeholder or a system test that we were never supposed to see. And this is really important. The source material we have doesn't give us the answer. And you know what? That's totally fine. The point of looking at this isn't to solve it like a math problem, but to really just appreciate the puzzle itself and what the clues might be telling us. Which kind of brings us to the big takeaway here. In a world where everything's online and instantly explained, what's the real value of finding something that just doesn't make sense? In the end, the fact that we don't have a clear answer is exactly what makes this thing so powerful. The mystery is the message here. It's what makes us stop scrolling, lean in, and actually think. It's like a digital question mark, just hanging out there, daring us to be curious. So I'm just going to leave you with this question. We live in an age of search engines and AI. We have endless answers at our fingertips, right? So in a world like that, what's the real value of a perfect question that maybe can't be answered?